Friends, we are moving forward because this was the fireside conversation. Now we are moving to the developer's lens. From policy to practice, our next session brings the developer's lens to the future of Indian real estate. I would like to invite Mr. Deepak Bhai Chande, Managing Director, Deepak Builders, to share his thoughts on the next decade of Indian development, what large developers must do differently. We are going to start our next presentation and knowledge sharing session. We can understand that you have a curiosity about to click the pictures, to interact with the fellow members, but this is the right time where we have to got details from the experienced and distinguished Lohana fellow members and entrepreneurs. Let's listen some experienced words from Mr. Architect Jayesh Haryani, Chairman INI Design Studio. I would like to request Sir to be on stage.
Jai Jalaram and a very good morning to everyone. આપણું નેક્સ્ટ સેશન હવે બસ સ્ટાર્ટ થઈ રહ્યું છે એટલે બધાને રિક્વેસ્ટ કરશું કે પ્લીઝ પોતાના ચેર્સ પર રેડી થઈ જાય. એક બહુ ઇન્ટરેસ્ટિંગ સેશન થવાનું છે from a very prominent architect known around India, known around the world. Let's give a round of applause to Architect Haryani ji, and he can please join us on stage and give his presentation. બધાને રિક્વેસ્ટ કરીશ કે પ્લીઝ તે એમની ચેર્સ પર રેડી થઈ જાય. થેન્ક યુ સો મચ.
Speaker, Architect Haryani ji.
Good morning. Can you all hear me? So first of all, it's my privilege to be here with Mahaparishad and on this wonderful event being hosted by the Mahaparishad, the Expo 2026. Thank you, Satish Bhai, for having me and the entire leadership of Mahaparishad. તો બે ત્રણ દિવસ પહેલાં સતીશભાઈ મને ફોન કર્યો કે ભાઈ આવું આપણે એક વિચારીએ છીએ તો એ થીમ પર વોટ કેન વી ડેલિબ્રેટ in terms of construction industry, design industry and developing industry. And I think together there is a staggering transformation happening across India in terms of building new Bharat, नया भारत जो हम बना रहे हैं साथ में. So I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to talk about the principles that guide building right, designing right, and operating right? Because that's the challenge that we all are facing while we are building a new India. So I'll start quickly introduction of the INI Design Studio, few slides, and straight away go to the theme of today. So we started in 2007 in India, and almost now closer to 20 years in India, have been practicing globally, but these numbers are more India and South Asia numbers, almost working and delivered 1,000+ projects, recognized by many awards, and in India we have 500+ professionals. And we are honored to be listed in top 100 global firms in design. About us. So what we thought that to deliver a good project, you need interdisciplinary team. अकेले आर्किटेक्ट से नहीं होने वाला है, अकेले डेवलपर से नहीं होगा, या तो कॉन्ट्रैक्टर से नहीं होगा. So having truly integrated team under one roof is what we need to deliver the project of the best quality. So that's what we have established here also in India, that all of the services that are required by construction industry, as far as the design and engineering, we have that under one roof. Now, when we do any work, and across the globe, generally what virtues you have drives what you design, right? So these are the 5 virtues. Put people first, do what is right for the client and project, design with community in mind. Together we are driven to achieve, and working together is the best way to deliver. So these are the 5 virtues that we, across our all offices, practice. In terms of the sustainability, earlier session talked about sustainability in depth. Municipal sir also talked about it, how we all are really focused on sustainability rightly. And these are the numbers on our sustainability leadership in this region, which is South Asia market. So over 180 million square feet of a green projects we have delivered, almost 10 plus million square feet of underway, have 30 certified professionals with us, and our office that we started in India was the first platinum project of India. And we are a founding member of Indian Green Build Council as well as US Green Building Council. This shows our presence, whether our offices across the globe or projects across the globe. Now, the unique positions that we really focus and bring to our project is global expertise, but Indian spirit. That's important for all of us here in India, that we cannot just force anything which is Western and say, okay, it will work in India. So that's the positioning that we bring here for most of our projects. Our designs are also driven by local contextual situation, local cultural situation, and pretty much, as I said, it's one team working collaboratively. The way we design, more collaboratively. Again, a lot of things go back and forth. I mean, many of you are from this industry, so you know you develop projects, you construct projects, and decision-making process is little messy in terms of creating value for client and the society at large. So this is our journey. So I joined a company called Burt Hill, a North American company, legacy company. If I have to say, the Oval Office White House was designed by Burt Hill. So that's where I was privileged and lucky to join that company and was invited as a partner very soon. Then we did M&A, several M&A, and the largest M&A was merger with Stantec and became one of the largest design practice globally with 400 locations and over $5 billion of a global revenue in just design. And then we restructured our South Asia India business called I&I Design Studio. So that's the journey that I'm talking. Numbers, again, in terms of our services that we provide under one roof, whether it's architecture, engineering, landscape, urban design, and so forth. So we do most of the services in-house. And most of the sectors, anything that has to do with the buildings and built environment, we have expertise to offer. In terms of publication, lot of known publishers have published our books and our design process. You can check them out online. And now straight to the theme of the today, 10 metrics. Can I get the water, please? Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. तो जो क्वेश्चन आता है कि when you grow, you work with many locations, many disciplines, and many geographies and many culture. How do you maintain the design quality and consistent outcome? So having a framework is the key for any practice, and that's what we really focus on. And I'll touch on these 10 metrics that are helping us when we are delivering across sectors in India and outside India as well. So when you have a framework, that becomes a culture of your work, and all of the staff really work with that culture, with those framework that you have developed. So the first metrics that drives us and most of our design is humanism. हम लोग बिल्डिंग क्यों बनाते हैं? For people, right? For people to thrive, to live, to work. And if we don't really weave the humanism in our design, then we will not be creating a right product or a right built environment. So humanism, what does it mean? So we have defined that as sensibility for people, planet, and lives in a collaborative philosophy. Right? So when we talk about life, how do you design in terms of a sensitivity to the comfort, orientation, the sun path, and relevant passive strategies to drive the human potential? So that's what we focus here as part of our humanism driver. This is a unique case study, and I picked that because many of you can relate. This is a project in Mumbai. We were invited to do the concept, vision, and entire master plan and programming of this project. It's a redevelopment. Many of you know this site or this community. It's Aga Hall Estate, right in a very busy, dense Mumbai environment. Now, any client, when we have, they have their needs, design brief we call it. Now, client's objective was to redevelop the entire land in a more meaningful way, which is financially also rewarding, as well as caters all of the stakeholders equally. So that was a small client brief when client came to us. And we have a internal process that what is ionized brief? Client's brief is one starting point, but what value we can add to that project, that is our brief, which is called INI objective. So we listed that we can focus on enhancing the quality of life, those people that are going to be replaced or will be reusing after the product is developed, greatly uplift the environment and ambience of the community, and then recognize and respect the deep history and the culture of Aga Hall and significance in terms of their community's drivers. So these are the aspects that we included in our brief. You all know the site is very in the dense area. Some of these earlier sketches were how we define the orientation and create the massing, how we harness the sun energy and placement of the high mass versus low mass, and the defining the experience and the wind strategy. Now, the Aga Khan community has a very unique offering. Sai Ismail community, and they have a geometry that they really use in their spiritual journey also. And squaring of a circle was one of the geometry that we picked up from some of the research, and then we developed entire design philosophy from there in terms of a journey of a micro to macro, and then mapped that in their community. It is all about traveling in a life from the Sharia to Hakika, right? So we created the grid patterns, the Jali patterns, which is like moving life. If you stare at this grid, you will see that it's moving. So that's the play of the geometry we did. And some of the early sketches and their community place that we designed as part of their overall campus with layered Jali. And this is the one of the renderings showcasing their community space. And part of the brief was we introduced a multi-use, mixed-use program. So residential, even commercial, some of the recreational, school, and hospital. So all master planned in one roof. These are some of the earlier sketches. As we move up on the height, there are wonderful views of the ocean from this particular property that we try to harness. Here is the overall theme, the terrace gardens that are overlooking the ocean, some of the apartments, the wonderful Wadi type of a landscape theme. And you can see the tower is put in a more favorable orientation to exploit the sea view as well as the capturing the wind into the courtyards of the Wadi. So that's the humanism. The matrix 2 is a design excellence. What we mean by that? Set the bar high. Project after project, you keep pushing the limit. So for any project, for any location, we draw a lot of options. We debate about each options, try to make sure that we are capturing the best possible option that offers the value creation for the client. Again, this is a project in Bangalore, ITC headquarters. The project brief from the client was just one line that we want to redevelop our HQ within the same context. We created our own objectives out of that, that you can see more sustainability-driven entire green architecture. Bangalore environment offers that most of the time you can do without AC. So we wanted to make sure that we deliver something that sets the standard of a workspace without AC in Bangalore climate, enhance the air quality, productivity, and so on and so forth. We do a lot of these models and iterations, as I said. And this is one of the earlier rendering where the entire facade and the tower is designed in harmony with the natural passive design qualities. So here you can see we did lot of modeling, CFD analysis and so forth. About 9 different variations that if we create a block in one shape versus other shape with a courtyard, more courtyard, larger courtyard, and so forth. And we did the solar gain analysis, that out of all these options, which would be the most efficient in terms of a solar gain, and you can see number 6. That is the option that we further developed. And then we started working with that option, created this natural passive stack effect in terms of our design of a workspace that runs without air conditioning most of the year. So we developed a lot of wind flow diagrams. We did the facade also that varies depending on the orientation. So that the depth of the facade and the width of the mullion also changes based on the angle of the facade and so forth. And then we created these hanging gardens. The Bangalore is known for the gardens, so that the wind is drawn into those kept courtyards, the sky courtyards, and pushes into the building as a natural ventilation strategy. So that's the design excellence example. Performance is the third matrix. So performance of a building, function, and aesthetics have to go hand in hand. It's not one versus the other. And we work very hard to achieve that. And the case study is right here in BKC, JSW headquarters, where we were brought on board by Sajjan Jindalji. And we developed our own objectives for them as part of our design brief. And to name few, that it is one of the India's first platinum green steel building, first ever build of that scale in India. The overall plan, I will not go in the detail of the plan, but it's very nicely. So here we developed the system approach in terms of designing the entire headquarter for them, in terms of a layering of the facade system and the central atrium. And we did a lot of these performance-based analysis in terms of the larger atrium. So how do you make sure that the entire atrium is comfortable for all of the users across the different floor without too much of air condition? We introduced double glass facade to reduce the overall cooling load and energy usage. So we developed such a lot of modeling in terms of making the building perform well in more optimum way. Some of the final images of that completed project. This is an elevator lobby, some of the executive floors. Lot of art integration is done as part of the overall promoting art across India. This is the atrium with a wonderful skylight. And metric 4, togetherness. The idea here is we don't accomplish anything in the world alone, and collaboration is the key here. So we enjoy working together as team And team involves not our own team, but clients and all other stakeholders, and so forth. And we get involved with a lot of universities and institutions to bring them and work with us. So that's the togetherness. Matrix 5 is beautiful. When you go to architect, I mean, the good design, aesthetic is given. But what more we can give? That's what we look for. So we seek purity with perfection of a beauty. So functionality, aesthetics, performance, sustainability all have to go in hand. And that's what we focus on. And the case studies. I've picked the case study of various sizes. So you can see the large township, you will see the small residence. They have all really applied this 10 matrix. So this is a residence at Aloha Hills, about 14,000 square feet residence, small one. But you can see how we harness the natural environment in smaller site. We draw a lot of these diagrams abstract, making sure that axis, geometry, views, structure, elements work very closely and create a design story. And ultimately, the outcome is beautiful. Some of the plans and the section here, the topography is not flat. The site has 150 feet drop. And we do a lot of this analysis, shadow analysis, to make sure that the design works based on the solar orientations that we intend for the design. A lot of passive strategy here in terms of shading projections, and the overall double wall and all that is introduced. This is the final outcome of this particular project. And enjoying outdoor part of overall passive living is also introduced here. A lot of trees have been also integrated within the overall design. Matrix 6, questioning, learning, researching. That never stops for us. And I'll quickly explain through the case study on this one that we keep questioning. We do a lot of similar work in most of our work culture. That, okay, residential project is a residential project. But what more we can do? Why we cannot do something different? So that's what we strive here, and that's where this questioning comes. Whether it's a question about client business, their organization, their history, their industry, and so forth, and context. So this is a site in Jamnagar, waste to energy plant developed by a PPP model, and it's a wonderful case study on QLR, that there's a lot of scope as we build India to research and improve upon. So this is where we started. I mean, we are dealing with the solid waste of a municipality that generates here. And this was our first project. We never dealt with waste to energy project before. So learning a lot about the solid waste that we all generate in most of the urban areas. So we did that. We did a lot of this analysis in terms of how waste is being generated, communicated, transfer across the city, and moving waste around the city in those trucks without thinking or planning. What we learned here is that we are generating a lot of carbon emission. And here is the number, that 350 tons per day, about 1.4 lakh waste being generated, and 2.5 crore is just wasted in diesel moving waste around without any planning, and how much CO2 we generate. So we started researching and questioning all this, how to really organize and understand the mechanics of the waste, the chemistry of the waste, and what we can do with this waste, how much energy we can generate, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of this scope in terms of what we do differently and how we can create a value. So we do a lot of this brainstorming session, design session, where we involve, like just earlier session, we were asking question to commissionership that what a challenge they have to face. This is one of the challenge, solid waste, that they face. So we do brainstorming with commissioners, other stakeholders, the departments, and so forth, and try to come up with the right answer to recycle that waste in a more meaningful way and create a value for the community. Any technology cannot be brought in and just put in Indian city, it fails. So we have to redesign, reconfigure, and that's what we did here. This is a master plan. I won't go into that, but the spirit here I want to share is you bring the community together when you work on such projects. So as part of the groundbreaking, we did invite entire community for tree plantation. And about 1,500 trees were planted as part of the groundbreaking. And today, while the site was under construction, about 12,000 trees have been already planted on the site. You can see this was the photo taken while the site was being under construction. Wonderful place to construct the project, right? And the community came together celebrating the Diwali, lighting 5,000 candles there as part of the community place. So a lot of this, even the atmosphere that workers work in transforms the overall project and community when you do the site management that way. This is some of the completed projects images, the entire waste to energy, which is generating about 7.5 megawatt of energy from solid waste generated by the city. So it's a net energy positive and carbon neutral project, and has a lot of this give back to the community features, including the recycled and recirculation of some of the material coming back to the economy. And the neighborhood gets the sports facility, which was never part of the design brief. M7, matrix, context. And for any project, and for the way we look at is that context is a key. From that comes the understanding of everything. And the context means climate, topography, ecology, natural systems, culture, social patterns, and so on and so forth. And this is a project of redevelopment of a Kedarnath that we are working with PMO office and Modi ji since last about 8 years. The client's brief was rebuild the flooded town. We committed more than that, and you will see how we committed more than that. Many of you probably know the site. It's very high altitude, difficult to walk, and 50% of the oxygen, so you really struggle in terms of executing any projects. How do you go there? This is the valley that you can see, and the Kedarpur is surrounded by these Himalayan mountains across. We did research here. 8060 is the last picture we could find of Kedarnath. And see how wonderful atmosphere and the nature is, and the temple is there. In 2013, temple is lost in this FSR development. So entire spiritual journey is compromised. Nature did its job, cleaned it up. Right? So a lot to learn from this. Again, the plan 2013, nature washed most of it. And these are the sequences. You can see the bottom left. Most of it is gone. And this is in 2021, phase 1 completed, part of the rebuilding process. And the final, when it's all done, currently second and third phase is under construction. It will be done to this master plan. This is the overall master plan. We developed the entire design guideline, the regulations, and all of the ecological parameters are built into so that another disaster can be managed well if it comes for. So I'll just have a quick video on that.
The pilgrimage site is situated in the Himalayan mountain range in Uttarakhand at the confluence of the Mandakini and Saraswati rivers. Unplanned settlements of the temple town faced heavy devastation during the natural disaster that occurred in 2013. The overall vision of this master plan is to restore the spiritual glory of this temple town through a series of thoughtful interventions. By keeping the temple as the center of the vision and providing a mesmerizing experience to the pilgrims. The master plan is envisaged with minimal environmental impact, considering highest sustainability measures, and by involving key stakeholders is input through a participatory planning methodology. It is periodically reviewed by various state government officials and the committed private players, including JSW Group, under the personal guidance of the Honorable Prime Minister. The road from Gauri Kund is not motorable. The execution and the mobilization of a project of this scale in extreme weather and geographic conditions of Kedarnath is a great challenge. It was important to restore the shape of the island by reclamation of washed out land and construction of multi-tiered protection walls along the Saraswati and Mandakini river edges as a part of the disaster management strategy. The 10 feet narrow Temple Street prior to the disaster had many damaged buildings with 30,000 tons of debris spread around. The debris were leveled along 840 feet long stretch by developing a monumental stepped Temple Street. It is constructed using 20,000 locally available stones dressed by the regional craftsmen. The 104 feet diameter arrival plaza at the confluence of the two rivers is constructed by using 51,000 local stones laid in a radial formation. The temple plaza is constructed of 15,200 local stones laid in 4,340 square meters of area. The Tirth Purohit houses are being constructed phase-wise by following the local architectural style with the use of local stone and wood with slate-tiled pitch roofs. The redevelopment of Adi Shankaracharya Samadhi is also part of this proposal. The subterranean design of the Samadhi allows pilgrims to experience a unique journey by walking between the monumental walls to approach the Samadhi, revealing the statue, and ending this journey by walking through a park of contemplation featuring boulders strewn on the mountainside. There is a provision of a light and sound show based on the mythologies related to Shiva, which is to be performed during every opening and closing ceremony of the pilgrimage season. Record-breaking 7.25 lakh pilgrims have visited post-Phase 1 implementation, which is projected to increase every year as various developments take place in Kedarpuri region along with this master plan. Kedarpuri is designed with sustainability at the heart of it and is said to be the first Indian Green Building Council certified hill town development and will set a benchmark for future hill towns.
So what we did here is, thank you, a lot of this research on local craftsmanship, local way of a building, and we integrated those craftsmen as part of the overall design and delivery solutions that you can see. This is a completed building with the stone and wood and so forth. The entire process is cumbersome, as we can understand. Getting the land available for the building or rebuilding is a big challenge. So currently we are executing third phase. There will be 2 more phases that is going on, and how the final outcome will look. And this was after phase 1 completed and reopened. Shankaracharya Samadhi. This is the Samadhi built and open to the public for end of the second phase. So that's the context. What I want to bring up, that every project that you are seeing will be different, because the process is the same, but the outcome is different based on the context and other drivers that play in. Innovation. Again, keep challenging conventional way of design and construction, and that's the way you will generate the value for most of the client and for India. This is India's largest aquatic gallery. Again, this was one of our Prime Minister's initiative to build the largest aquarium in Science City. Here are the plot size, and overall we did master plan the entire Science City, which is about 200 acres, and we did many galleries across that. Overall master plan I will not spec, but this is the overall master plan that we developed, and aquatic gallery is right as one of the cluster within the overall Science City. And the inspiration was from overall these natural systems as part of the overall design theme. The design evaluation in terms of water life, and some of the concept diagrams and how the plan evolved. And this is the final plan. And God is in detail, what we call. So every exhibit, which is a life, not a static exhibit, we had to develop. And these are the specifications. So going through this all is very important to develop any project that adds value across India. Some of this innovation in terms of concrete technology we introduced. A lot of this exposed concrete, a lot of mock-ups have been built as part of the process when you try something new. A lot of these checks and balance have to be proven before the site is taking shape. And this is the final outcome. All of the exposed architectural concrete work, and the gallery is being opened in 2022. Wonderful place for a lot of school kids that come here to understand the growth of sea life, water life, and so forth. Some of the cafeteria within that. So here what I'd like to highlight, that such a meaningful projects are being built across India, which add a lot of value to a common citizen. Here the theme was many of Indians, and especially the kids, cannot go out, travel across the world to see this water life and understand the importance of the environment and the water life that adds to our globe. So idea is, can we bring that right in India so that kids who cannot afford and travel globally can experience the water life here. And part of this type of a project requires even specifying this life as an exhibit, which fish, what, from what region, how to bring it, how to quarantine it, how to feed them, what environment to give them, and so forth. Because entire life safety system has to be tuned to each life that is being exhibited here. This project continued construction during the COVID lockdowns also. And the pressure was such on that no matter what, it has to be offered to the public at the same given date. This is an underwater tunnel which was engineered locally. Last but not least, this is Matrix 9. Most of the Indian clients say, I want iconic project, right? And we always ask, what do you mean by iconic? And we try to define together so that we can deliver it right way, the way client wants. So the way we say that it's iconic from many angles. Sometimes it's iconic journey while working on a project together. It could be creating a built environment that becomes strong visual or cultural symbol, creating distinct identity and so forth, and seeking lasting presence. So this is one project in Dubai that we delivered. As you can see, there is a Burj Khalifa on one of the diagram there, and this particular gateway tower is being delivered as one of the iconic skyline in Dubai by some of the earlier sketches, and the final outcome that you can see, two rising tower that feels like a gateway to a new Dubai. This is another iconic project in Calcutta that we did for LIC. This is a project in Bangalore. This is another project in Gift City. This is a business park in Ahmedabad. This is a headquarter for IPL. This is a twin tower in Gift City that is under construction. This is undertaking by the state and center in preparation of Commonwealth and Olympic in Ahmedabad, iconic city square that we are designing. And iconic can be horizontal also, so the campus is a wonderful campus as a natural ecosystem. This is one of the institutional campus that we are designing. and integration. Now, when we do a large-scale planning projects, you have several different things that you have to, complex systems have to integrate it. So how do you zone them? Zoning is not the right way rather than mixed use. And how designing one density or one green pocket can have a staggering effect into the heat island, the wind patterns, and so forth. So a lot of modeling has to be done in a more integrated way when you do the large complex projects. And Rajkot Smart City is that example. We did this 900-acre entire new master plan, which is completed. A lot of this analysis, stakeholders consultation in different various options was developed, and about 9 lakh citizens participated in giving inputs for our design. So we managed that overall master plan at the end of this as a new city. And what we did is integrated the dying water features and created a water bodies and water lakes and green network around those water features. And a lot of mixed-use districts were developed as part of this. Overall road network was integrated, including greens and lakes, and how the FSI dynamics and density would work so that it's a win-win situation for landowners as well as developers and the overall citizens, and not lose the green for the communities, was developed here. And every pocket was modeled like this, for views, for daylight, energy efficiency when you do the solar in individual pockets, and overall access and parks. So this is the overall green network. Overall urban design guidelines we developed and introduced as a new theme, and mandated on 50% green for every plot. And this is the final rendering. Some of the under construction images, and this is the last video clip of a completed smart city water system. So it's about 3 lakes have been integrated as an integrated water system and connected to the park. About 70 acre of a park called New Race Course is being introduced. A lot of new development is being envisaged around this, and the lake is being already offered to the public in about last year. And has been first green platinum smart city of India. The projects that were displayed here have been recognized globally by many awards and published widely in many publications. Concluding, so we are here to talk about building a new India more sensibly and with speed, with sustainability, and so forth. So question I think I ask always to myself, and I think all of us need to ask, as a design professional, I ask myself that what is my role while we design? Is it just a design, architecture, or planning? To me, it's not about materials or aesthetic. That definitely is given, but it's more about together how we enhance the average citizen's way of living, their living standard, by design consciously. So that's the way I took it when we designed for the new India, and how 10 metrics shapes us and help us designing in the right spirit is what I think I'd like to leave the thought with. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your insightful learnings about how design can shape our future. And right now, I'm feeling so happy because I'm from Rajkot, and I'm again feeling happy that one Lohana has designed our race course, our Atal Sarovar, which are the places we are visiting regular basis. So thank you so much. Sustainability cannot be achieved without innovation and materials and manufacturing. So our next speaker is Mr. Surinder Bhatia, CEO of Snow Chem Paints, a division of Saurashtra Cement Limited, a CA by qualification. Mr. Bhatia brings nearly 3 decades of leadership experience in the paints and coating industry. Please welcome, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, the managing committee and the participants, Lohana community. So SNOCEM is part of Saurashtra Cement Limited, which is part of Mehta Group. So Saurashtra Cement is Gujarat based. Our main setup is in Rajkot area, Kutch area. So we have cement plant there. SNOCEM was acquired by Mehta Group, Saurashtra Cement, in 2021. And from there, we are starting the new journey. So when this topic came to us, like how we can help in net zero construction. So I was going through, we have seen, like I am from Delhi, if you see, so I was going through like what is net zero. So net zero is like in designing, constructing and finishing a project. So whatever inputs we are getting as a like heating, cooling or whatever energy we are generating, so we should have the compensation of that also, so that we have a net zero emission or carbon and other thing. So now the topic, how in manufacturing we can help, and specifically in paints and coating, we can help in our net zero endeavor. So when we speak about the net zero journey, it is often presented as an end goal. But from a manufacturing and material science perspective, net zero is not a destination. It is a system of decisions that begin for upstream long before construction starts. The manufacturing sector today faces a clear technical mandate: reduce embodied carbon while improving material performance over the full life cycle. The shift is being driven globally by data emerging from building energy modeling, life cycle assessments and healthy building frameworks, where materials are no longer evaluated only on cost or appearance, but on carbon intensity, durability, and operational impact. So in the built environment, materials determine outcomes much earlier than we often acknowledge. So they influence the embodied carbon locked into a structure before first occupation, typically accounting for 30 to 50% of a building's lifetime carbon footprint. The maintenance cycle, which directly affects recurring material use, labor movement, and emissions, and then the building envelope's ability to manage heat again, moisture, pollution, and surface degradation over time. This is why the net zero discussion must look beyond operational energy alone and focus on how materials are designed and manufactured. Paints and coatings, although often perceived as a finishing layer, play a critical technical role in building performance. So, exterior spaces can account for 20 to 30% of unwanted heat gain in low to mid-rise buildings. Reflective and thermally optimized coating can measurably reduce this load. Surface durability directly impacts repainting frequency. Each avoided repaint cycle reduces material consumption, water usage, and associated emissions. Low and zero VOC formulations improve indoor and outdoor air quality, increasingly linked to occupant health and regulatory compliance. Manufacturing efficiency, formulation optimization, and recycled inputs influence the carbon intensity per square meter applied. From a practitioner standpoint, these factors move coatings from being cosmetic to being functional components of the building envelope. So at SNOSEM, our work over decades has been centered on this technical understanding. Select exterior systems have demonstrated surface temperature reduction of up to 8 to 10 degrees Celsius, contributing to lower cooling demand and improved energy performance. Formulation achieving zero VOC or low VOC without harmful solvents or heavy metals, while remaining breathable, critical for moisture management in tropical and coastal Indian conditions. Continuous optimization of formulations to reduce raw material intensity without compromising performance, and responsible sourcing practices aligned with long-term availability and environmental stewardship. Importantly, this is not about the breakthrough product or a short-term sustainability claim. The net zero journey in manufacturing is defined by incremental, measurable improvements validated over years of real-world performance. Because net zero is not simply about reducing emissions on paper, it is about engineering materials that demand less energy, less maintenance, and fewer resources over their entire life, starting from the surface and working inward. So, good thing about SNOSEM is we don't use any solvent. We are only water-based, zero VOC, low VOC products. Our lot of new products are there where we have we can reduce the temperature of the house around 10%, up to 10%, and lot of other products are also there. So This is from our side, like from manufacturing, from paint and coating. We will always continue to be net zero compliant, and we will in future also engineer our products or research our products according to the demands. So that's from my side. If any question or something, so. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. As our cities grow vertically and densely, life safety becomes non-negotiable. To address this crucial aspect, we invite Mr. Pradeep Ram Rakhyali, Director Marketing, and Mr. Yogesh Vaishya, AVP Design, to present on life safety at scale, rethinking fire safety for high-density Indian cities. Please welcome our speakers.
Namaste. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you, Lohana Committee, जिनने हम लोग को एक मौका दिया कि what is life and what is the safety. कोई बता पाएगा क्या कि लाइफ और सेफ्टी में क्या एक रिलेशन हो सकता है? Anybody? Anyway, क्योंकि टाइम थोड़ा सा कम है हम लोग के पास, तो सेफ्टी इज़ द प्राइम कंसर्न बेसिकली हम बात कर सकते हैं. एज वी आर ग्रोइंग, सिटीज़ में बढ़ रहे हैं और एनर्जी कंजम्पशन भी ज़्यादा है, तो सेफ्टी की रिक्वायरमेंट भी बहुत ज़्यादा है. तो आज हम लोग वही टॉपिक पे बात करेंगे कि सेफ्टी और स्पेशली इलेक्ट्रिकल सेफ्टी. योगेश जी प्लीज़.
या इलेक्ट्रिकल सेफ्टी ही क्यों? क्योंकि केबल इज़ अवर लाइफलाइन. बिना केबल के हमारा आज लाइफ नहीं है. बट what we are having the rooms which are soundproof, which are waterproof, but we do not have anything as of today without cables. तो cables is a connecting link. We in medical terminology जैसे हम लोग बोलते हैं, it is an arteries and veins of our body. तो ये लाइफ की हमारे एक अविभाज्य और अनडिस्प्यूटेड पार्ट ऑफ आवर डे टू डे वर्किंग है. तो हाउ इट इज़ रिलेटेड टू सेफ्टी, दैट वी आर गोइंग टू सी, एंड दैट वी आर गोइंग टू सी व्हाई it is
Fires are expensive. They not only destroy the property, but claim invaluable human lives. More lives are claimed during fire breakouts due to the harmful smoke, which hampers visibility and causes choking. Fire survival cables from Ravin therefore serve as a boon during such fire breakout. At Ravin's state-of-the-art facility in Pune, the fire survival cables go through stringent quality tests to ensure that the cables conduct electricity during fire for 2 to 3 hours. That allows the electrical system to run uninterruptedly so as to keep the facility running and help evacuate humans. Make sure that the smoke levels emitted are minimal for clear visibility during fire breakout so that safe evacuation of people is possible. Any direct impact on the cables from falling debris do not affect the electrical transmission. The cable performance is not affected by the water spray in case of pipe bursts, etc. And for this reason, Ravin's fire survival cables are manufactured by low smoke zero halogen compound to allow high level of visibility. Fire survival cables are manufactured with utmost care at Ravin's manufacturing plant, with quality checks at every stage. All cables are tested to make sure every batch is consistent and meets the quality standards. Ravan cares about the safety of your installations. At Ravan, we take every care to make sure you stay happy and safe always.
So we are going to see, we have seen what is the harsh reality, how the cable can play an important role in saving our lives. Our life is the most important thing. और जहाँ पे हम लोग हैं अभी एग्जीबिशन में, एग्जीबिशन हॉल में, अगर वहाँ पे अगर हम लोगों को इवैक्यूएट इमरजेंसी में करना पड़े तो क्या चाहिए, that we are also going to see. Few harsh realities, let us look at the few facts. Manufacturing facilities में there are n number of cases. What we can see in the tire factory, Ahmedabad का factory, अंकलेश्वर का factory, fire factory in Tamil Nadu. In Mumbai, in hospitals, schools, studios, cinema halls, oil and gas refineries. So there are n number of cases and the cases are increasing. आज मॉर्निंग में हमने सुना the population of Mumbai is over 2 crores or nearing 2 crores. तो हम 2 करोड़ लोगों का लाइफ जो है वो how we can safeguard it. See, the cases are residential cases, बहुत कुछ है. Kamla Mill accident is very much popular. Showroom, etc. So 90% of the cases what we observe because of fire are mainly due to short circuit. तो क्या ये short circuit जरूरी है? Short circuit is happening because of what? What happens during the fire that we have seen? It emits lot of smoke. और हमारे पास कितना टाइम होता है to escape that? We have only 5 minutes. तो 5 मिनट में अगर मुझे ये रूम खाली करना है, the crowded place, how should I do it? I should get a time, na? So for that purpose, we have to understand what is cable first and what is its function. ये थोड़ा technical है, but you will understand. Because I will try to explain in simple terms. जैसे हमने कहा कि cables are like arteries and veins of our body. तो industry, cinema halls, कहीं पे भी हम लोगों को केबल तो लगता ही है. So each and every corner of the building is connected with my cables. But it also acts as an active propagand of the fire, because जैसे अभी सुबह मैंने थोड़ी देर पहले बोला कि it is connecting the rooms. One room to another, the cable is going. So indirectly it is allowing the fire to propagate from one room to the other. So उससे क्या होगा? My emergency services like fire exit हो गया, water sprinkling system हो गया, fire alarms हो गए, that will not work. And if that doesn't work, it will not be able to help us. It will not help us to escape or safeguard ourselves from the fire. तो यही हम लोगों ने यहाँ पे शो किया है. कमला मिल्स में भी रीज़न वही था होने का. Even evacuation of that room becomes difficult as there is no visibility, there is no electricity. हम लोगों को क्या चाहिए? तो हम लोगों का डिज़ाइन during the construction of the building should be such that it should not cost us a lot, but it should ensure our insurance also. Insurance claim करने के लिए it should be simpler. Risk mitigation and continuity, it is better to take care of the fire and escape in 5 minutes rather than do 5 months shutdown. And then most important, हमारा building, हमारे lives, हमारे all the areas where humans are gathering should be well protected from the fire. So let us have the, this is the case of the past. Now what is the new technology? What is the advantages? There is a cable which will safeguard us from such fire incidences. So let us understand that. Let us do it by comparing the standard power cable versus a fire survival cable. You can see in fire survival cable can sustain the harsh temperatures of 950 degrees centigrade for more than 3 hours. That means you have got enough time to escape that environment of fire or higher temperatures. It will not emit any toxic gases. That means it will be safe to evacuate without getting panic. Then zero visibility. Better visibility means what? That green light, what we can see, should be properly visible. Better visibility is this. Then, most importantly, that functioning of my alarm system and water sprinkling system, which will help me to maintain the temperature as well as my easy evacuation. Water sprinkles will also work. So what are the applicable standards? The Indian standard is IS 17505 Part 1, which is, so you can demand or request for a fire survival cable with ISI mark. And we are proud to say that we can supply you that. So what are the other international standards? So British standard 7846 is also available, which is referred for the cable construction. And you may be aware, few people, that before the development of polymers, the British standards were कौन सा वो अपना mineral insulated cables were used to protect these circuits, but the technology was not very popular. Still in few areas it is used, but it is taken over by the polymers, which is cost effective as well as very handy. Next. So in fire nothing survives, but most important thing is what you need to choose a proper material of the conductor. The conductor is the heart from where the current passes, the circuit integrity is maintained through conductor only. So the conductor should be copper only, because first the melting temperature of my copper is more than 1000 degrees centigrade, and we are testing based on the average temperature of 950 degrees centigrade. So it is able to sustain that much of high temperature surroundings or test standards. Then mechanical properties is very much better than any other conducting material. Mechanical properties plays very important role when in the event of fire, जब उसके ऊपर debris गिरेगा, उसके ऊपर और कुछ issues होंगे, केबल के ऊपर पानी गिरेगा, in that case also that conductor should be able to work or function as a electrical conducting material, as well as it should continue to propagate or sustain that impact during the fire that we have seen. So few myths about the stranded conductor and flexible conductors. few people are still using flexible conductors for connecting the electrical connections. In our house also, though we are using flexible conductors, but those are also one of the reason to have the issue of fire. Why? Because during the termination, the flexible, if the wire breaks, we will not come to know. The circuit is working. But in the event of fire, that spot becomes a hot spot and the short circuit may takes place at that point and we will not know. So copper is important and stranded conductor, use of stranded conductor is also recommended. This is the brief comparison of my standard cable construction versus my fire survival cable. Here you can see the conductor is only copper for the transmission of power. Fire barriers are used at various stages and special outer jacket material is also used to safeguard the emission of toxic gases and low smoke. So these are the few properties. So I will not explain you in detail. What you can see, the low smoke zero halogen material in the last column, you can see that emission of halogen gas, which is very toxic, is very, very less. It is called zero halogen because its percentage is working out to be only 0.5%. And the smoke density is very much less. 15% means in this room, only 15% of the area will be occupied by the smoke, whereas other cables do occupy a lot of smoke, because of which the exit sign or exit becomes difficult. So which are the stringent standard as per which this cable is tested? These are various categories. I have mentioned, though it is in British standard reference, but the same tests are covered in Indian standard also. So the fire alone, fire plus, no, go back, previous, fire plus water in the event of fire, when we are operating the water sprinklers, if the water gets sprinkled or poured onto my cable, still the circuit integrity should be maintained. That test is fire plus water, which is carried out for half an hour. And during the fire, if some kind of debris or some kind of issue with the mechanical impact happens with the cable, still the integrity should be maintained. You should be able to see the green light, you should be able to see the emergency lights, so that you can evacuate that room much faster, much better way. This is the most stringent test of the fire, where the firefighters, if they are also using the high pressure water on to take care of the fire, is the cable faces that kind of pressure of water. We are testing at 12.5 liters per minute, which is huge pressure. In that case also, the circuit integrity is maintained by that cable. So this cable plays a very important role for maintaining your circuit and your life. Next. So what are the applications? We should use this cable in most of the applications where humans are sorry.
Even we are used these kind of cables in this hall also. We can say geo convention center.
Right. Even we have used this for this entire geo center, entire geo centers. But this cable is to be utilized at all the places as per National Building Code. NBC 2016, we are bound to use these kind of cables so that the humans are safe. Now, in the high-rise building, it is very much necessary to have such kind of things. So we will recap once again and I will end my presentation here by looking at the same video once again.
Fires are expensive. They not only destroy the property, but claim invaluable human lives. More lives are claimed during fire breakouts due to the harmful smoke, which hampers visibility and causes choking. Fire survival cables from Ravin therefore serve as a boon during such fire breakout. At Ravin's state-of-the-art facility in Pune, the fire survival cables go through stringent quality tests to ensure that the cables conduct electricity during fire for 2 to 3 hours. That allows the electrical system to run uninterruptedly
Temperature
so as
950
to
degrees
keep the
centigrade.
facility running and help evacuate humans. Make sure that the smoke levels emitted are minimal for clear visibility during fire breakout so that safe evacuation of people is possible. Any direct impact on the cables from falling debris do not affect the electrical transmission. The cable performance is not affected by the water spray in case of pipe bursts, etc. And for this reason, Ravin's fire survival cables are manufactured by low smoke zero halogen compound to allow high level of visibility. Fire survival cables are manufactured with utmost care at Ravin's manufacturing plant, with quality checks at every stage. All cables are tested to make sure every batch is consistent and meets the quality standards. Ravin cares about the safety of your installations.
That's it. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody, for your patient listening. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Now I would like to request Mr. Pranav Kotak, Premier Vista Real Estate from Dubai, to be present on stage for our next session. Mr. Pranav Kotak.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Habibi, come to Dubai. How many of you all have heard this phrase? Please put your hands up. Okay, great. That makes my life a lot easier. I think everybody here has heard about Dubai and the advantages of investing in Dubai. We've had some great sessions before this. Thank you, Ravin Group, for explaining the importance of fire-safe cables. I thought we'll keep this light, we'll keep it simple, and just focus on the fun side of real estate in Dubai. Starting off, one of the main reasons why everybody wants to invest in Dubai, we all know Dubai is tax-free. There is no income tax, there is no property tax, there's no capital gains tax. And another huge advantage of investing in Dubai is that you're investing in dollars. As we all know, the dirham is pegged to the dollar. And in the current scenario, I was just reading the headlines in Times of India today that the rupee has hit a new low with the dollar. So just investing in dollars, you have the opportunity to earn in currency arbitrage as well. We have a stall here at the LIBF Expo. Of course, a great platform for all of us. And a lot of investors from India have come to me and asked if they have to pay tax for their earnings in Dubai through real estate. And this is something I feel like we should clarify. So being an Indian tax resident, if you invest in Dubai, there are a couple of things I want to just kind of touch base upon. The first thing is you are allowed to invest $250,000 per financial year through the LRS route. And the money that you earn in Dubai, you are liable to pay tax in India if you're an Indian tax resident for earnings in Dubai through real estate. It's only if you're a Dubai resident that you don't need to pay tax in Dubai. But if you're an Indian tax resident, I think it's my duty to clarify that you are required to pay tax in India based on the tax bracket you come under, on your appreciation as well and rental as well. We speak about rental returns in India. Typically in real estate in India, if you look at residential, you're netting somewhere between 1.5% to 2%. In commercial, we are netting about 6.5%. In Dubai, you can average between 7 to 9% in residential and commercial. And based on your location of investment, you can also go as high as 10 to 12% using services like holiday homes. As we all know, Dubai has a lot of visitors, more than 20 million visitors annually, and limited hotel rooms. So apps like Airbnb have given a great opportunity for investors that own real estate in Dubai to lease out their apartments or villas in short term. So this is another great opportunity. Also, I have a theory which I wanted to discuss with everybody present today. Again, we'll keep it light, we'll keep it fun. A lot of people tell me that in the last 3 years, they've seen fantastic returns in Dubai real estate. And is this a bubble? Will this continue? And I have a very simple explanation which I think everybody will resonate with. So the theory I have is, if you look at most major cities around the world, right? Let's look at London, let's look at Shanghai, let's look at Tokyo, look at Paris, look at Bombay where we are. You'll notice that the average price per square foot is quite similar in all of these cities. South Bombay, where my buddy Chintan lives, you're looking at about 1 to 1.5 lakh rupees a square foot, right? And this is the common price around the world in all major cities. Now, I think you'll all agree that Dubai is a top-class city with great infrastructure, and you'll be surprised to know that the price per square foot in Dubai, even today, in Dubai Marina, is only 35,000 rupees per square foot, about 1,500 dirhams per square foot. So whenever somebody tells me, is this a bubble, is the price rising too fast, I only have one answer for them. I think you're going to be saying the same thing 2 years down the line and regretting it, because the price per square foot is still very, very low. For me, this is just the beginning and is the right time to get into Dubai. I think everybody here already knows about the Golden Visa program, so I'll just touch very briefly upon it. The Dubai government has introduced the Golden Visa program, where an investment of 2 million dirhams, which is roughly 5 crore rupees, gets you a 10-year visa for yourself and your entire family and support staff. These gives you all the benefits of residing there, and also a lot of the benefits that you get as a citizen of the UAE. So the Golden Visa program is something which everybody knows about. So it's a 10-year visa where you're not required to enter Dubai once in 6 months the way you're required on an employment visa. And also you get a lot of visa-free travel in countries around the Middle East and Europe. I think location-wise, it's hard to beat a location like Dubai. Like, it is the new hub of the world, the new central hub of the world. I'll almost say it's the epicenter of the world. It's a great connect between the East and the West. And it's so strategically located, whether it's for holidaying, whether it's for staying, or whether it's for business. Just a great location. I think people speak about the facilities in Dubai. Dubai's population is between 4 to 4.5 million people. And we are already building the 3rd and the 4th metro line. We already have the Dubai Metro running for the last 16 years now. I typically look at cities around the world, and the metro line defines how mature the city is getting. And this is what Dubai does. It thinks about the future. Now, we are all seeing the metro in Bombay today. In fact, I came here in a metro today. And that's what makes the city so efficient. And Dubai already has 2 metro lines, now expanding to 4. And the Vision 2040 of Dubai is all about making you connect from one part of Dubai to any part of Dubai in less than 20 minutes. They invest very, very heavily in infrastructure. The Dubai airport is one of the busiest airports around the world. And they're already planning the next airport, which is Al Maktoum, where they're going to shift a lot of the airlines from Dubai to Al Maktoum Airport, because it's all about planning for the future, thinking bigger, thinking better. As far as safety is concerned, I think currently 4 cities of the UAE are ranked in the top 10 safest cities around the world. Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Sharjah, and Ajman rank in the top 10. And this is a concern in many Western cities. And that's one of the main reasons why someone like me and my family live in Dubai. It's one of the safest places to live around the world. You know, being a Lohana, I think business is in our blood. And I think the UAE provides a great business platform. We were fortunate to have His Excellency Mr. Sharif from the Fujairah Free Zone, the Director General, attend this Lohana Business Summit. And the ease of business is something which, you know, when we talk about our Honorable Prime Minister, we always spoke about the ease of doing business in Gujarat. And this is a similar model that the UAE has implemented. It's a one-counter system. Business is super easy to do. You can have 100% ownership. And the corporate tax that we are paying is only 9%. So again, an environment that is thriving business-wise, and we'd like to invite all of you all to come to the UAE, invest in Dubai, invest in real estate, start your business. It's a great manufacturing hub, and we look forward to seeing you all in Dubai. Habibi, come to Dubai. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pranav. As we approach towards the conclusion of today's enriching convention, I invite Mr. Chintan Vasani, Youth President LMP, to deliver the concluding remarks and vote of thanks.
A very, very good afternoon to everyone. A super interesting event having the stalwarts from the real estate industry. You know, real estate, I was just going through the data and we have our budget coming today. Real estate contributes to around 8.5% to the GDP of India. But if you go around LIBF, you can say more than 12 to 15% stalls. 20 to 15% stalls are from the real estate industry and the allied industry. So that's what the contribution is from real estate. We had a very interesting event today. And before I give my word of thanks, I would request Architect Haryani ji to please join us on stage with Jay Morjaria and Mr. Haryani, again our Vice President of Lohana Mahaparishad. Sir, a very interesting session we had. And secretly, I want to tell you something. I love interacting with people from real estate industry. But जब भी कोई आर्किटेक्ट के साथ इंटरेक्शन करने का चांस मिलता है वो मैं कभी नहीं छोड़ता एंड आज आपका ये सेशन वाज सुपर इंटरेस्टिंग एंड आई एम श्योर वी हैव लाइव रिकॉर्डेड इट एंड इट्स गोइंग थ्रू द वर्ल्ड वी वुड लाइक both of our organizing body to please felicitate Mr. Architect Haryani ji. Thank you, sir. Truly a masterclass. Matrix philosophy was out of the world. A lot to learn, a lot to get inspired. The main thing, Haryani ji, was keep questioning and learning every day. That was one of the highlights. We started our day today with Jeetu uncle, Jeetu Bhai Thakkar, talking about how the Maharashtra process is super streamlined and Bhushan Gagrani ji plays a big role in the same. He spoke about how REAL, the Real Estate Alliance from Lohana Mahaparishad and the part of LIBF can contribute with the BMC to make good and promising changes for the betterment of Mumbai and betterment of our industry. We had a very interesting fireside chat with Bhushan Gagrani ji. जय और विजय का जोड़ी ने जो भूषण गगरानी जी के साथ एकदम hard questions दिए and Bhushan Gagrani ji also came out really well in the entire thing. We got a lot to learn. The most interesting thing जो उन्होंने reclamation का बात किया कि 1720 में actually मुंबई का redevelopment या reclamation start हुआ था. So this industry is so big how it all came together. Second most interesting thing what he said is the use of AI. Now I think AI जो अभी मुंबई approvals के लिए use होने वाला है, it will take it will make the entire process super easy. And एक मुझे याद है, because we are in Mumbai, और बॉलीवुड और मुंबई को कोई एक दूसरे से जुदा नहीं कर सकता. भूषण गगरानी जी ने एक बहुत अच्छी बात बोली थी, ट्रूली बॉलीवुड स्टाइल में. ही सेड कि आप बीएमसी को या तो प्यार कर सकते हो या तो हेट कर सकते हो, पर इग्नोर नहीं कर सकते. दैट वाज आई थिंक अ वेरी हाईलाइट ऑफ भूषण गगरानी जी. एंड हैविंग द बीएमसी कमिश्नर for our event, I think it's truly a very special thing, a very important thing. He is the one who is taking the biggest calls of Mumbai. A very interesting thing. We had a very interesting session again with Haryani sir, जैसे मैंने बताया, और उन्होंने मैट्रिक्स के बारे में उनका how his organization is doing great work. Very interesting. SNOSEM, one of our partners, and you know how the partners, the sponsors play a big role of making LIBF an international event. Thank you SNOSEM. We had Mr. Bhatia from their team, and उन्होंने अपने VOC, low VOC products के बारे में काफ़ी अच्छा presentation दिया. Ravin Cable team spoke about fire safety, which is I think the biggest concern for any industry or any city around the world. And the way we are growing, we hear a lot of fire and the other things happening around the world, but how using the right product at the right time can make a very big difference to India and to the real estate at a whole. A very interesting again session with Pranav Kotak, where he invited all of us to Dubai. So I'm gonna share Pranav's personal number to each one of you, क्योंकि उसने Habibi come to Dubai करके अपने को invite किया है. Habibi, we are coming very soon to Dubai. Very interesting thing, Pranav, what you said was how you are tracking how a metro grows in a city, and that's how you determine कि उस city का growth कैसे होने वाला है. Very interesting thing you said कि 16 years already हो गए Dubai Metro का. I have used it, and today you came by Mumbai Metro, and Bhushan Gagrani ji was here. I think this message will go to him, and that's how a city grows. We had a very interesting session, and as I said, though we contribute to 8 to 9% to the GDP of our country, but to LIBF the contribution is more than 15 to 16%, क्योंकि allied industries भी real estate का part होता है. And today we had a very good session back and forth with everyone. Thank you so much for coming today, and see you all very, very soon. Let's give a round of applause to everyone, and I would request Jay Morjaria to please join me on stage with Pranav bhai. We would like to felicitate you for today's event. Let's give a round of applause, and we all can go around the exhibition. Let's make sure the story about real estate, the story about India, and the story about LIBF goes to the world. Thank you so much. This is Chintan Vasani signing off. And we had a great host. Let's give a round of applause to her. The way she moderated today's event, MC, you were too good. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. How could we forget to felicitate our leadership who have designed this session, who have coordinated with the guest, and who have delivered the best session for the LIBF 2026. I would like to request Mr. Jay Morjaria to felicitate our young and dynamic LMP youth leader, Mr. Chintan Vasani. Please, friends, give a big round of applause for our young and dynamic leader. And now I would like to request Mr. Chintan Vasani to felicitate our Mr. Jay Morjaria, Managing Director, Vraj Group and National Chairman, Nardeco Next Gen. He has did great job to make this session and event and convention more successful. Congratulations to all of you. I would like to request Ravin Cable people to please come on the stage. We would like to felicitate you people also, because you have given and explained most important details about fire and safety. Mr. Pradeep and Mr. Yogesh. Please, friends, give a big round of applause for them. Thank you so much to all of you to be with us.